and I'm live. I want my HTV. I want it now, and I want it live. Yay! Wow, bougie on a budget. Wow, I have a great respect for you. I am so sorry. I pray Yud-Hey-Vav, hey, Yahweh protects you in Yeshua HaMashiach's name. I pray He provides for you. Wow, you're made of bricks. That's awesome. That actually speaks to one of the things I wanted to talk about in this video. First of all, I just woke up, everybody, so please forgive me. I usually do my best work the second I roll out of bed. So, as you know, I don't usually do my hair and makeup to run a video. Oh, wow, I commend you. Like, so much new era. I found 2 stores that don't make me wear a mask, so that's where I take my business. But yes, I am guilty. I have gone into PetSmart and ShopRite, and I have succumbed, and I've worn the mask over my mouth like that, so I don't cover my nose and mouth, but I have the mask over my mouth. So, Paula, good morning, sweetheart. I love you. I love you, Seller. It's great to see you, ladies. I'm highly triggered. Okay, so I try to go to the 2 stores that don't require you to wear masks. But there are times that, yeah. Well, I've forgotten to wear my mask a couple of times, but that didn't seem to bother anybody. But, yeah, like even yesterday when I ran into the food store, I had the mask here. And you could blatantly see I had it below my nose. I fight tooth and nail lately with the triggering. I haven't been this triggered. You haven't slept yet? Oh, Seller, I love you. I'm sorry, honey. I did, but I didn't get enough sleep. I'll probably take a nap and lay out in the sun today. Now that I run this video, I forget everything that was on my mind. You know, I get highly triggered. And I don't mean to be a jerk, but I'm just going to speak from my shoes about how I see the world. And I'm just going to speak to my perspective this one time. Shoot, I forgot all about that last night. Okay, I'm an ex-super soldier. I was programmed and trained in deep underground military bases by very well-known programmers. One of my programmers was Joseph Mangli. I do not feel comfortable to give you the names of the other programs because I have fear of my life. For my life, they will come after me. Hey, Charlotte, it's nice to see you. So, and you know what? No one's ever going to bring these people to justice, let's be honest. No one. The swamp is not going to be drained. These programmers are not going to be brought to justice. So there's no sense in talking about who they are, but there is every sense in getting a hold of their victims and turning their victims into survivors, leading their victims to Jesus so Jesus can cure and heal them and make them whole again. So I'm an ex-super soldier from the DUMBs, right? I'm an ex-super soldier. I was programmed and trained to be the troops for the Antichrist. I was programmed, and I was exposed to satanic rituals and sacrifices that, I just lost the word, that dedicated me to the Antichrist. Hey, Bug, it is great to see you. Wake and bake espresso latte, cheers. Happy wake and bake to you too, Bug. It's great to see you. Charlotte, it's good to see you too. Oh man, I don't usually get easily triggered, but I'll tell you what, since that I saw that one movie, I'm completely triggered. They programmed me to serve the Antichrist, okay? Yes, I've met the Antichrist. Yes, he is alive and well in the world right now. I know everybody's going to disagree with me on that. And you're all going to refer back to your Bibles and all this other stuff. But listen, I come from the DUMBs. You don't. There are things I know that you don't know. And yes, the Antichrist is very much alive and well in the world today. And I was programmed and dedicated to him and to serve him. So that when Jesus returns and the Antichrist wages war on Jesus and tries to blast him to kingdom come, that's what I was programmed and trained to do in the DUMBs. I am an ex-super soldier. I was created purposefully with the intent to serve the Antichrist. Stop having any delusions about me. Yes, that is the old creature. The ex-super soldier, that life is the old creature. I am a new creature unto Yeshua HaMashiach. I get that. That's not the time. This is not the time for anybody to preach. I'm talking about my triggers and my perspective on the world and what the hard time is that I'm having with the rest of the world. No offense. People that aren't programmed, you guys got it so easy. You're worried about, no offense, you're worried about a lot of other things that don't concern me, that I don't even bat an eyelash at. We'll take a lousy example, and it is a very lousy example because I try to fight it, but I can only fight so much at one time, and I've got my war already set down on my plate that I'm fighting in. So, okay, we're all fighting against wearing masks in places that force us to wear masks. That's what you guys worry about. That's what you're fighting about. I'm with you, yes. But listen, guys, my battle's a lot worse than you. I have to battle not being triggered while I put a mask on. I have to battle not being triggered while I'm out in public looking at all these dipshits who do wear masks and don't do their research and studies. I have to be patient when talking to other people, yet maintain myself, not slip into those altars because I'm highly triggered. So, hey, I got to worry about staying away from altars that are programmed to serve the Antichrist while you guys are wearing masks. Somebody last night in a chat room who I thought was my friend, who I thought understood me, turned around and deleted me. Deleted my channel, deleted my friendship, deleted everything. And then tells me publicly how they deleted me because I said something about wearing masks. Now you all know what I think and what I have to say. And yes, there's some days where I do misword myself. There's some days where I'll put up a post and I've made a mistake. I mean to say do not, but I leave out the word not. So I'm only human. But you guys all understand the gist of things. So when I'm triggered, I make mistakes. I misuse my words. Sometimes I curse like a sailor, sometimes I don't. But mainly, I'm fighting tooth and nail right now not to be triggered. Between the frequencies in my ears and the ringing, then you have the scalar waves. I am electronically gang stalked. I am electronically targeted. So I have to fight my ass off not to be targeted while everybody else is worrying about a mask and worrying about what kind of post I put up regarding masks. And meanwhile, they forget that I'm basically sitting here fighting tooth and nail. Not to be triggered active. What, you think you just say one prayer a day and hey, you're fine, you're not going to be triggered active, Holly? It doesn't work like that. I'm constantly in prayer. I fail more than I succeed. I struggle more than I succeed. You think I'll just wake up, say a prayer, and you're not going to be triggered? Yeah, sometimes it is that easy, and most of the time, no, it's not that easy. And these people running around with normal lives, no offense, but you've got it easy. You've got it really, really easy. And you're giving me a hard time because I'm triggered. You don't like me because I'm triggered? I see. So everybody can like the 70, 80 drawings I have up on my website of dreams and visions that God gives me, right? Everybody can enjoy my free autobiography. Everybody can enjoy the 61 interviews plus the face-to-face conferences I've spoken at. Everybody can enjoy those, right? That's good. But the second you get to meet me and know me for me, then it's ugly. I want nothing to do with Holly. So you'll take the beautiful parts of me and love them and cherish them. And that's the Holly you love. But the second you turn around and see the Holly that's triggered, you can't have that, can you? You're not comfortable to talk to me. You don't want to be my friend. You delete me. So you don't like that Holly. But you'll take this Holly over here. And then you wonder why my program parts don't like you or have a hard time with the public? Why I sit behind this computer purposefully and stay away from everybody else? People wonder why? So you'll take the beautiful parts of me. You'll take me when I do what you want, how you want, and when you want. But you're going to forget about all the other parts, right? And you're going to forget about all the other struggles. You're going to forget what it's like when I'm sitting here clutching on to my chair saying, Abba, 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 don't let him trigger me. Don't let him access me. I'm going to stay in prayer for 5 hours if I have to just to make sure that nothing bad befalls me. Sometimes it's 5 minutes and sometimes it's 5 hours and I'm hanging on, praying against all odds I'm not triggered. And yeah, it still happens. And yeah, I just deal with it. I love you, Bug. I wish you were my next door neighbor so I could just walk out my front door, cross the yard, and steal a hug from you. I'm gonna... Excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh. So is that what you want, honey? You want to go outside? Go outside, honey. Hang on, I'm coming back. I just had to let my cat out. Anyway, so let me get to, I love you, Bug. I'm happy to see you. Paula, I love you. Awaken World, life is targeted and individual, no joke. Oh, thank you, Awaken World. I pray that right back for you and your loved ones. All our parts need love no matter what, yeah. And I've got some angry parts that would really appreciate love. Bonnie, I love you very much. I slept great. Gabrielle, it's great to see you. It is important. It's all the time being triggers. It is. Thank you, Paula. All the red spots on the floor. The X's on the floor. Everybody marching in line. You guys are reminding me of the dumbs. You guys are also with these masks and how you move in those lines and how the lines move. You guys remind me not only of how it was kind of like what they would do to us in the dumbs, but you're reminding me of how those fallen entities move. Because now you're walking like them. You know the fallen entities, the alien species that run the dumbs? I forget what species it is, but they're tall, they're thin, and I think they have horns. But the way they walk and move, that's how you guys look in the store with your spots and squares and 6 feet distancing. And so now I got to fight through my triggers just to get my food. Hey, listen, I can only do so much. Anytime that these people that want to delete me become my friend but then rip their friendship away from me or trick me to make me think they are my friend just to turn around and stab me in the back, you know. Anytime these people want to come, start paying my bills, clean my house, cook my food, wash my dishes, let my cat and dog out, do my laundry, anytime you want to come and be the provider of my household, then you come be the provider, and then I'll let you talk to me. Then you'll have something worthwhile for me to listen to. But until you start paying my bills and taking care of my household and cooking me food and washing my clothes and making my bed every morning, I really don't care what you have to say, because it's only what Jesus and what he says that matters. I'm fighting not being triggered and still trying to function. And normal people that are not targeted individuals, normal people that are not survivors or have been exposed to any of this, they just come along and look down on me as if what I'm doing isn't good enough. Oh, you're not doing good enough, Holly. Hey, dude, I'm worried about not being triggered active as a super soldier. I think right there that is a hell of a good starter. Because that means I'm playing on Team Yeshua. And that means I'm your sister and friend in Christ. So, you know, if the best I can do is not be triggered to go active, well, then you better thank Abba that I'm able to do it through the blood of the Lamb. Give him some praise and glory that the ex-super soldier standing next to you is front row and center and completely focused on Yeshua. Yeah, you know what? Overlook that whole thing. Overlook that whole thing. You're better off just deleting me. I love you, Mario. It's good to see you. I hope you've been doing well. So many banging gavels right now, right? Banging. Thank you. Hey, Bug, I got a gavel. I kid you not, and my gavel's made of brass. I kid you not. A judge gave it to my attorney gave it to me. I've got a gavel. It's packed in my boxes. 3 fingers back, pointing the finger. I know, right? Yeah, nobody listens to that anymore. They don't. Not at all. Soulless is what it looks like. But yeah, I'm completely highly triggered. And it's hard. Like, there's stuff that I have to do. I have my Holly to-do lists. right? There's things I need to do and have to do. I forgot to set. Okay, so there's things I have to do. I cannot get them done when I'm triggered. I cannot have tiers of altars coming forward when I'm trying to get my work done and fulfill my responsibilities. When I'm being targeted, I find a lot of trouble in doing my work and completing my responsibilities. I find it hard to even communicate with other people. Very hard. My friend yesterday was like, just pack up your stuff and come to my house and stay here for a week. I'll feed you, I'll take care of you, get away from the computer, I'll help you. You know, if you're this triggered, and I had gone into some of my memories, I'm like, yeah, now, you know what, I love my own place. There's nothing like my own bed. You can come visit me, but, you know, as triggered as I am, it's not to that point where I feel like I have to have company. You know. But I can't watch news reports. I'm having trouble watching even some of my ministries because what they're talking about, it's triggering me, and I can't operate and function when I'm being that triggered. The past month, I haven't been able to really accomplish the things that I wanted to because of it. I got a bunch of altars running around. They're still me. I'm still Holly. You know, I looked at Facebook yesterday. I was looking through my Facebook posts, and I started crying. I saw my altars speaking. And regardless of what they said, if I didn't like it, which it makes me feel real uncomfortable sometimes to read what they say, I cried. I just saw all the pain and all the trauma. Yesterday we were talking about mafia connections. Me and the other survivors were talking about mafia connections and whatnot. And I had a small breakthrough in my healing yesterday in one of the amnesia walls that I've been programmed with not to remember. I remembered something else, and it was extremely painful. And so you guys see my altars put up posts, and they get so mad, it's so angry, and they say exactly what's on their mind. But what I see is the trauma behind the altar. So you guys are looking at the public is looking at my post, getting pissed off at me about my post, forgetting the fact they're talking to an altar who is most likely a child of under the age of 10 or a child under the age of 18. They're failing to remember that, and they're failing to remember that there was torture that I went through that formed that altar. And what the survivors and I were talking about yesterday with the mafia connections and how it goes back to the survivors and how it goes back to deep underground military bases, how it goes back to the bloodlines. We had a big discussion about that, and I'm not getting into it. Yes, my last name is Baglio. Yes, I talk about this stuff in my autobiography. Yes, my biological father, before his death, told me that my family had connections. Yes, my father told me that when I was a little girl, I had a prearranged marriage. Hey, Bug, I love you. Diane, how are you? Oh, thank you, Diane. I feel weaker. I would visit right now, but I'm... I'd fly you over, but you don't like iron birds just like I don't like them. Okay, so So when I was a little girl, I had to talk about this with a Christian family once, and I hated it. I didn't want to. They forced me to talk about it, and I resented them because it wasn't their business and because I didn't want to tell them about it. I didn't want to confide in them. If they found out through a post, I wouldn't have cared, but I didn't want them to be talking to me about it. I didn't like it. It was their whole controlled counseling situation that they wanted me to go through. And I wasn't having it. And thank God for Russ Dizdar SI. And him and I, we shut down this controlled counseling nonsense I had to go through. So anyway, when I was a little girl and it happened on both sides of my family. There was one situation where one of my grandparents said, Holly, if we don't do this, they're going to kill your grandmother. So Holly, we have to go do this thing. And I'm not telling you what that thing is. And I resent that Christian couple who forced me to talk about it. Because it's not their business and I don't want to confide in them. They made me feel icky. So when I was a little girl, I was under the age of 10 and my grandfather said, if we don't go do this thing, they're going to kill your grandmother. So for me, that was a no-brainer. We were going to go do this thing. It happened again on the other side of my family. I was a little girl and I was brought somewhere. And I was told that if I don't do this thing, they're going to kill my family member. So again, it was a no-brainer. I went and did this thing so they wouldn't kill my family. So I guess, you know what, in the end, I really don't care if these people don't understand me, if they become friends and then decide they don't want to be friends with me anymore, or if I say something that totally upsets them and they want nothing to do with me, you know what, who cares? I want my eternal destination to be with Yeshua HaMashiach. Warning signs, it's great to see you. I'm sorry, No, they're fruits, yes. Sometimes they still show what you think is good fruits, but there's something wrong deep down inside. He is explaining the next 9/11 and thank you, Warning Signs. I'll check out his website. If I don't check out his website, it's only because I'm highly triggered. And everything I look at from news report, I mean, it's so bad that, like, I don't mind running my live streams. And, like, I love, I love my favorite superheroes videos. And there's certain things I can watch on the internet, and it doesn't trigger me. Certain people can explain things a certain way, and it doesn't trigger me, so I can still get through the topic. But when it comes to certain videos and news reports, like I follow Anonymous, I follow. Anonymous gave me my mask. So I was watching Anonymous's video yesterday, and I couldn't make it through the video. Just I felt all these triggers coming at me from every direction, and I love Anonymous too. This one channel makes really great videos, and like they talk about mind control. Like they did this one video, Anonymous did this one video on like they talked about like I think they talked about the different projects like Project Alpha, because I come from Project Alpha, Beta, Delta, Omega, Theta, Ibis, Pegasus, Looking Glass, Seagate, Mannequin, and there's other projects I don't even know the name of. I can't remember. And I did a great video like talking about, okay, so Project Beta is kind of the same as Monarch, where you're taught how to have sex. Hey, Tree. Hey, Troy, it's great to see you. Yeah, some fruit looks good, but is rotten on the inside, right? I don't know. So like lately, the past month, I really have to filter things. I get triggered, and it's like, see ya. I'm checking out. The altars are checking in. See you guys later. So I don't know. I've been trying to get outside more, and I only have like a handful of face-to-face friends. I really don't have that many. I keep my circle of friends small and close. No, honey. But let me deal with my pretty girl. Hang on. There you go. Okay. All right, that should buy her 5 minutes so I can finish what I was saying. Yesterday, my friends had to work through the weekend, and they were calling me, and they're like, "You all right? You all right? What are you doing? Are you outside? Are you away from your computer? You're not watching anything, are you? What's your frame of mind right now? What's your status? Are we okay, Holly, or no?" And it made me feel good. And my friends, they don't know about SRA and MK Ultra. Some of them don't believe in Jesus. So but it's nice to at least have them, because I don't have family. I'm not married. But these are my frustrations, and I wake up in the mornings and I think to myself, I'm like, wow, I probably really upset everybody and their brother. I probably lost even more friends, more subscribers, more this, more respect. I probably lost more of that, more of the other thing. I'm probably at a complete loss now. And I hate waking up in the morning feeling like that. I hate second guessing myself all the time. I don't like worrying about the impression I give off while I'm triggered. I don't want to worry about if I used a curse word or not. That should not be my concern. I shouldn't be waking up feeling like that. So that's a flaw within me that I have to fix. I have to get a hold of my thought patterns. I have to turn over my negative thinking to Heavenly Abba and ask Him to help me through it. I ask Him to guard my thoughts. Don't let demonic forces, dark powers, or principalities access my thought patterns. Keep me in line with the Holy Bible. I mean, what do these people think, that you're triggered into altar, and because I have kid altars, they're just going to grab their crayons and sit there quietly drawing pictures? No. When I get triggered, I'm loud, running around all over the place, and that's it. My altars were programmed with different skill sets. So when they're triggered, yeah. I mean, my personality has been separated. My soul has been shattered apart. The only thing that is intact is my spirit. My soul is shattered. God already said I'm shattered physically and in my soul. I'm broken. I'm wounded. I'm damaged. And I'm not too proud to tell you I'm completely damaged goods, guys. Maybe that's why I take it so hard when I lose friends, because I know I'm damaged. And who wants something that's broken? You know, you go to a store to buy something brand new because it's not broken. So it'll already come broken. Nobody wants you to begin with. They don't. I've seen how targeted individuals are treated. Everybody has stars in their eyes. Ooh, you're a targeted individual. Ooh, you're a super soldier. They get stars in their eyes. But then once the targeted individual or the ex-super soldier turns around and really starts talking about the nitty-gritty of what they're suffering and what they're enduring and what daily life is like, these people with stars in their eyes are like, ew, ew, I gotta go, ew. Oh, you're not right. I don't want to be around that. I mean, that's the reaction. I love you, New Era. Thank you for wanting me, and I want you back. Yeah, Troy, I heard about Pegasus. I believe I was. But I have to go through these different projects because I went through the whole gamut of them. Yes. His true followers will be there, right? I think so. But my spirit's intact. So long as my spirit is intact. Sounds good, Bug Bouncer. I love Pantera. I'm going to look the song up. Thanks for music lately, Bug. I appreciate it. I was listening to your songs yesterday. It kept me in a good mood for as long as I could be in a good mood. And then, of course, I get on to YouTube. I start watching my shows, and within minutes, I'm triggered again, and I'm barely hanging on. And when I get triggered, the first thing that happens is I get angry. Because it's more like, if I show you my anger and I turn you off to me, then you're not going to be able to see my vulnerability, and you're not going to be able to see just how shattered I am and vulnerable I'm feeling. And that's what it is when I'm yelling, it's normally because I am covering up something inside of me that feels extremely vulnerable. Hey, Private Beautiful, I love you. I'm sending you hugs right back. Oh, don't worry. Don't feel awful. I love you, Tree. Luke, you rock. You rock. I try not to drive you nuts, Luke. Otherwise, boy, I would be you'd have like a million gazillion messages from me during the day. Like, I have to make an effort not to bug you. But you crack me up. I like talking to you. I want my funny streak back so I can make funny videos for you and make you laugh. Sorry. So those are my frustration, yelling a defense mechanism. Thank you, Paula. But I am just typically loud anyway when I talk. I'm not one of those quiet people. I laugh loud, I talk loud, I'm always loud. I'm not quiet whatsoever. And, yes. You've changed my world. You know, and... Oh, Luke, you know. So I go through sometimes bad hours, sometimes bad days, but no, I like the music you sent me because I was like, wow. You know, of course, I heard some of the songs, not all of them prior, but a couple of them. That put me in a good mood. I actually even danced around the house to one of the songs you had sent to me. And I haven't danced around the house, and the last time I danced around the house was 2018. 2018 was the last time I danced around the house. And within the past week, when you sent me that music, within the past week, I found myself dancing around the house. I'm grateful. It changed my day around, and it helped me. It got me out of a bad place in my mind. It got me unstuck. Hey, Julia777, welcome, honey. So I was grateful. But then again, you're a survivor too, Luke, so being that we're survivors, I don't know. Survivors, birds of a feather flock together. They really do. Thanks for saying that, Paula. I don't know how to forgive myself. I'm learning to. See, even if I do forgive myself, I don't let it go. I hang on to it so that way in the future I can keep beating myself up with it. If I let it go, then I have nothing to beat myself up with. And unless I'm torturing myself, apparently I'm not happy. I'm being sarcastic, but dance and music is my meditation and God's phone line, in my opinion. Good vibe music, yeah. I love you, Charlotte. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day. I want to let you know you help us too and provide friendship and an outlet to speak and not feel alone. You have no idea what that means to us. You're going to make me cry, Bougie on a Budget. I love you. That's how I feel about you guys. That's why I come here, because that's what I get from you guys. I need you guys. You're my direct blessings from Heavenly Abba. So I want you, and I need you, and I love you. Hey, Doc Michael, I love you. It's great to see you. Boy, you've got a wrench in everybody's chat room, huh? I'm jealous. I don't think those 2 other live streams that I joined you in, Doc, I don't think those people like me too much. Only you say hello. Nobody else says hello. Quincy Adams said music is God's voice of the universe. I think so. Please look into magnesium glycinate. Also potassium. It will help you feel. I'm writing this down. Ionic. Citrate. What was the last one? Potassium. Bounce the bug, save the lady. I like that. Yes, save the lady. There's one right here. The universe sings praise in one massive universal song. I like that. Electrolyte, thank you, Private Beauty. The pink, the bunny rabbits. The white bunnies. I gotta sit up straight too. Oh yeah, what was it? Yesterday? No. Yes. No. Yes, yesterday. I went to the store. Please tell me something funny. I went to the store and well, you know, you have to write out, I write out a list. Because if I don't write out a list, I forget everything. And of course, I still forget stuff even with a list. Dramamine. I gotta get Dramamine because my anxiety came back. My anxiety attacks, and when I have anxiety attacks and panic attacks, I don't go to doctors. I stick with Yeshua. But if they get on top of me and they get too bad for me, I'll take a Dramamine, and that'll help alleviate the panic and anxiety. And there's no symptoms, and like Dramamine, it's not dangerous as some of the other medications are. And I still need help, you know. A few months ago I was triggered and have completely forgot how to cook. This is funny. I used to cook and bake great. Now I burn everything. This is so funny to me. Oh my gosh, Paula, right? So, okay. So I write out the list. Like, I have a list right here. Look at that handwriting. That's not my handwriting. Do you want to see my handwriting? I know what you mean, Paula. That's my handwriting. So, right? It looks like 2 different handwritings, right? One's neat and one's messy. Yeah, yesterday when I wrote my list for the store, I had 5 different handwritings. Benadryl is Dramamine, right, Holly? No, it's two different things. They're both antihistamines, but they're two different products. Like, Benadryl will sometimes knock me out, or it'll have, like, the opposite effect and keep me completely awake. And usually I'll take Benadryl at night for my allergies, and I probably should. Do you see my eyes, how they are? And my voice? My allergies are terrible. My eyes have been puffy for days. But the Dramamine I'll take if I have an anxiety or panic attack. I'll take 1 or 2 pills for it. Different writing for days with me. Yep, that's how I tell. And it's funny that you mentioned cooking and that you can't do it anymore. That happens to me. Or like, I mean, it's terrible. I put things back in different places, so I can never find anything. What else do I do? I forgot how to cook. I lost all ability to write in pen and pencil since the hospital. Oh my goodness. What the... Sorry for the dingers and notifications. You lost ability, right? I am so sorry, Seller. When I lost my ability to speak, well, some of my alters don't write. Like yesterday, before I did that 2-hour-long video last night, I didn't catch the COVID-19. I got the cooties 2020. I demand everybody stay back 66 meters from me. I meant that to be funny, not offensive, but I lost my ability to speak right before I came on. Hey, True Messiah, I love you, sweetheart. Yeshua blessings. Paranormal shows, one after another. Oh boy. I pray Abba to protect him, to guard his soul from the things that his eyes are ingesting and hearing from those shows. I pray hedges of protection around him, so nothing from those shows jumps out of the TV and onto him or into him, in Yeshua HaMashiach's name. Please send down your warring angels and guard Troy and my sister, True Messiah Witness, in Yeshua HaMashiach's name. Selah. Have you stopped speaking? My speech is getting better. Good. Yeah, I went to run a video last night. I wanted to talk about time traveling. And the second I get to run the video, boom, I can't talk. I was like, oh boy. I had a hard time talking last night too, even through the 2-hour video, believe it or not. But it comes and goes. I think whether I lose my speaking abilities from the trauma or from the programming, or maybe because an alter came forward and that alter doesn't know how to talk, or can't talk, or was programmed not to talk, whatever it may be. But I lost my speaking abilities twice in my life. When I was 40 years old was the second time when I woke up to being an ex-super soldier and God putting a calling on my life, and I realized that we have like a direct connection. Yeah, that was huge for me. I lost my speaking abilities December 2014 for 9 to 10 months. That's why I was always on the computer, because I could type. And then the first time I lost my speaking abilities, I was 6 years old. And I think that's when they brought us kids back from the secret space program. And I was so terrified from what I had experienced in the secret space program that I remember my grandmother had to teach me how to talk again. She said one day, you're talking fine. The next day, all of a sudden, you can't talk anymore. So she had to help me speak again. She had to help me form my words. Like, for instance, hold. Will you hold this for me? Hold. Be bold when you stand up for Yeshua. Yeah, I would say hold this. Can you hold this? Like, I couldn't, she had to help me form my words again. YouTube Dr. Kurt Hanna knows a lot about early childhood trauma. He has 25 years experience. Oh, thank you, True Messiah. Hey, Seller, it sounds like you and I should check this guy out on YouTube. Might be worth a shot. I'm so sorry, Seller. I pray for Anna. I gotta give her a call. I've been wanting to. But when I get triggered, I don't think about those things. I'm not thinking, oh boy, I haven't, called Seller, or I should give Anna a call. When I'm triggered, I'm not thinking, hey, Holly, pick up the phone and call one of your friends. I happened to bump into Uncle Obvious yesterday. And he's like, what's going on with you? I was like, well, Uncle Obvious. What did I say to him? I'm highly triggered and highly loved, but also highly loved by Abba. And he's like, triggered, eh? And for 3 months, wow. Our country is going down the toilet. I'm praying that your hubby and kids come back to Yeshua. I pray that for everyone in the world, that whoever doesn't have Jesus, they get Jesus right now, because right now we need Jesus. This world needs Jesus. I can't believe the church is closed down. That is the one thing we need, is Jesus. And church is closed down. Oh, hang on, guys. Doing. The cat came back in, so I usually let the cat out first, bring her in, and then then me and the dog go for a walk. Otherwise, like, I used to take my cat for a walk. I had my cat first for a while before my dog. I used to take my cat for a walk. I kid you not. My cat followed me everywhere anyway, so it didn't matter. She'd follow me. I'd have to tell her 7-Eleven, and when I'd say 7-Eleven, she knew not to follow me. But everywhere I lived, if I walked out that front door, my cat was following me. But then when I got my dog, it became the three of us going for a walk. It was me, the cat, and the dog always going for a walk, the three of us. And I loved it. I love those days. But here, I don't want her following me. I want her to stay in the yard. I don't want her leaving my yard and following me to other areas, because there's other cats here, and I want her here, but I just don't want her following me around. So what I do is I let her out first in the morning. She comes in, and then I can take Keepa for a walk. You thought your phone went off? Aw, Anna's been great. She is great. I prayed with Anna for you, Seller, but I just need to pick up the phone and talk to you. It's been so long, sweetheart. I'm so sorry, Mags. My meek Mags. It's the same alarm. I would come back to, if it wasn't for my wife praying that I would come back to the Lord, I would still be lost in my own sins. Really? You do? Oh, I love this thing. Galen sent it to me. And I thought to myself, I was like, I love this blanket so much, I don't want to sleep in it. And I thought, wow, I can use it as a backdrop. I love it. And my angel wings. You can't forget my angel wings. My anti-Antifa angel wings. God smacked me in the back of the head and showed me the full list of my transgressions. I didn't mean to laugh at that, Troy, but it's just the way you worded it. Forgive me. Honestly, Abba has smacked me upside the head too when I face my transgressions, but I still feel like I'm facing transgressions. So like when an altar comes forward, I feel like I'm still going through the process of repenting. And then for me, it's not being resaved, but it's rededicating. But all of my altars, when they pop forward, they all seem to turn to Yeshua HaMashiach. But I'll tell you what helps a lot is wearing my covenant ring. I never take this off. That's my covenant ring with Abba. Did I ever tell you? No, I didn't. I got a funny story. So I woke up December 2014 and I went to Jonathan Cahn's ministry. Abba had given me visions of Jonathan Cahn since I was 13 years old. And I believe Abba had done that. Now, I was an active super soldier when I was 13 years old. But I think Abba had shown me these visions because in the future, meaning now, I would need these ministries to help draw me closer to Abba and get right with everything. So I show up at Jonathan Cahn's ministry December 5th of 2014 and I give him my testimony. He says, Holly, why don't you come back? He laid his hands on me, prayed for me. I'll keep the story short and sweet because there's a lot of detail and a lot of things going on with just in meeting Jonathan Cahn. So he invites me back. I come back December 12th, 2014, and Jonathan Cahn, he's up in front and he's in front of the cameras. He's shooting a live service and he does the service about the bridegroom feast. So December 12th of 2014, I'd taken this ring. It's a promise ring. He'd taken that ring, and I used to wear it on this hand, and I was like, okay, well, Jesus, he's a perfect man. He died single. I need a perfect man, and I want to love him, and I love you, so I put my ring on my ring finger, and that's my covenant to Abba. Right? So there's a heart. Inside the heart, there's 3 diamonds. One for Abba, one for Yeshua HaMashiach, and one for the Holy Spirit. So that's symbolic of my heart, and I have God, Yeshua, and Holy Spirit in it. And on the side, I have a blue diamond. One's for saving my cat, one's for one's for my dog keeper, and I got to get this ring cleaned. But that's my covenant with Abba. It's my covenant ring. I get made fun of my covenant ring. All the trolls make fun of my covenant ring. If there's something they think they can bash to make me feel bad, they jump on it. But I love this ring because Abba picked it out. He gave it to me. So, oh my goodness, Paula. I've heard of that happening before. To someone else. So, all right. So I marry Yeshua HaMashiach. I make my covenant. So I go home. I don't know, a week or two later. Now, at the time, December 2014, I had no idea what altars were. No idea, okay? I just found out I was an ex-super soldier, but still really did not have a true understanding of the gravity of everything. I'd just woken up, and, I mean, it was hitting me, but So anyway, I just thought I had mood swings. Well, an altar pops up. And I was sleeping. And in the middle of the night, an altar wakes up. Now, at this point, I'm co-conscious. And I'm thinking to myself, what is going on? But I remember I went to sleep. In the middle of the night, I woke up. And when I woke up, I was in another altar. And I call her the spy. So the spy woke up. She woke up. She got out of the expensive couch that I was renting at the time because I was homeless. And she gets up, walks over to my desk, and she's rooting through all my paperwork. Now, this is the spy altar. This is the altar that's got phone numbers, and she's the spy. So she wakes up, and she's going through all my paperwork and looking at stuff. And she and she looks down. You know, she's like looking all over the place for stuff. She looks down, and I kid you not, she sees... Now, I had a few rings on at the time, but she sees this ring. And she thinks to herself, what the hell did you just do, Holly? She's rooting through my desk, rooting through everything. She comes across the stuff that I had saved from Jonathan Cahn's when I had met him December 5th and again on December 12th. And on the little things that they hand you out when you go to these services, it's like a little itinerary and whatnot. Well, I had kept the itinerary, but on it I had written, you know, this is the day I made my covenant to Yeshua. I married Yeshua HaMashiach. He's my golden bow. I'm his white hot silver arrow. I married my Savior. That's it. I have everything I could ever want in the entire world. I'm set. Right? So that's how I felt about it. Well, the spy altar, she had a very different reaction at first. But when the spy found out that I had married Jesus, she says out loud, what the hell did you do, Holly? You married Jesus? Oh my God! What have you done now? What did you do to us? What did you do to us? And then finally, the spy altar, you know, she calms down. At the time, she had a smoke at the time. She calmed down, and she starts thinking, wow, so we're married to Yeshua HaMashiach now. We're married to God. So I don't have to call anybody. I don't have to report into anyone. I don't answer to anybody. And I don't have to spy on anyone. And I don't have to report back. I don't have to call. I don't have to be a spy anymore. So, like, now we just serve Jesus. So now we just serve Jesus. So when there's a problem, I just call Jesus. I don't go over here, over to the DUMS or wherever, or to the handlers, or to, so I don't have to do that anymore. I just call Jesus directly by prayer. And that's it. So at first my spy altar about fell over when she found out I married Jesus. But in the end, she did calm down, and she's happy. I think at that point she may have reintegrated. I haven't seen her. I haven't seen her since that moment. It was the first time I met her and the last time I've seen her, so I'm not quite sure. But in the end, She was very pleased to find out she doesn't have to spy on anyone. She doesn't have to report back. It doesn't work like that anymore. And that Jesus is going to protect her, so she's going to be safe. And she just has to talk to him and only him. She doesn't have to do any of that other stuff that they made her do when she was spying. She approved of the marriage. Well, she didn't really have a choice. It was kind of already too late. But I'll tell you what, when I was going to Jonathan Cahn's, my altar, my protective altars, one of them was Sam, drove me to Jonathan Cahn's because Sam wanted to make sure I got to Jonathan Cahn so I could marry Jesus. It was that important for that moment to happen in my life, for me to drop the super soldier stuff and turn to Yeshua. That moment of Jonathan Cahn doing the bridegroom feast sermon and me making my covenant right then and there. Well, I had made my covenant May 17th of 2014 when I got the cross on my forehead, that picture. But December 12th, 2014, I married Jesus. I married him. So I had my covenant with Abba, but I married Jesus. But that was a pivotal point because I had to drop the past and go forward to Jesus. That was mostly supposed to be funny. Yeah. She appreciates Seller. I thought it was funny. I like it. Hey, Thomas, how are you? It's great to see you. I love doing shows with you. I had a great time the last time. I hope you're doing well. I'm so honored to see you in my chat room. That's awesome. Split is about altars. I have not seen the movie. Has anyone? I have not seen that movie. Shyamalan? I haven't seen it. Oh, you have a beautiful day, Troy. I love you back. Yeshua blessings, and I'll see you later. I'm going to get going soon anyway. I have a pretty little doggy over here that has to get going outside. So, yeah, I'm doing good. Doing good. Well, I've been highly triggered. I've been struggling with my altars, but everything else is good. I can't complain about anything else. What are you doing, Keeper? Come here. Come here. What are you doing, my pretty fat girl? What are you doing? Well, guys, I think I'm going to let you go so I can walk this pretty little girl right here. Let's see. She wants a treat. No. Stop. No. We're going to go outside. All right, guys. Heavenly Abba, I come before you. I lift up my chat room and everybody who watches my video. Please place hedges of protection around them so they're not triggered. Please send them my love. Please make sure they know I love them. Please, I ask you, Heavenly Abba, to answer their personal requests made of you. Abba, thank you so much for everything that you do for us. We are grateful. We worship you. We praise you. And we love Yeshua HaMashiach with all our might and all our being. And may your Holy Spirit fill us and overflow us with your love, power, strength, authority, knowledge, wisdom, discernment, insight, and all the rest. In Yeshua HaMashiach's name we pray. I love you and thank you, Selah. I love you, Private Beauty, True Messiah Witness. I love you. It's so great to see you, True Messiah. Paula, Seller, Doc, Thomas, I want to join your chat rooms. I'll get out my Spanish-English interpreter, and I'm going to join your chat rooms. I almost did that yesterday, Thomas. I almost came into your live stream and did the translate thing, but I ended up doing house chores, but next time I'll be in your chat room. I love you, Bug. I will drive you nuts later. You can bank on it. I'm happy to see you. I hope that you have a really good morning. I love you guys. Thanks for chilling with me. All right. I'm going to go because I got to take her out. But I will talk to you guys soon. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to go offline. So, all right. Have a good one. Bye. And that's a wrap.